Star Wars is one of my absolute favorite movie franchises. Actually, I would say it is my favorite movie franchise. So today, since it is May the 4th, I thought I would rank all, how many other? 12. A lot of Star Wars movies. All 12 Star Wars movies for you guys. Please do hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Also, if I'm going fast, I apologize. My camera, because of the resolution, the SD card can only hold, I think, up to like 24 minutes. So that's like my max for this video. Before it was only 9 minutes 51 seconds, but I lowered the resolution, so now it can hold more. So let's get into it. Starting off with last place, The Last Jedi. It's just a mess of a movie in my opinion. I don't really like the direction that J.J. Abrams took it here, and it just has a lot of issues. Especially the Cantobite sequence is so boring. They wasted Benicio del Toro for this movie. He could have been so much more. So, in the end, just not a movie that I really like too much. Coming in 11th place, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So, The Rise of Skywalker is... It has its ups, it has its downs. Overall, I really don't like the movie. I liked it upon release, and it is special to me because this is the first movie that I saw on opening night in the theater. But other than that specialness to me, there's not really much else here. It's pretty bland, and it's not a good send-off for the Skywalker saga. Coming in 10th place, Star Wars, the Clone Wars movie. So I know a lot of people that really, really like the Clone Wars movie, and I mean, it's fine. It's just really 4 bad episodes of the Clone Wars edited into a movie so that George Lucas could make more money. And it's not awful, but it's not great either. Like, I feel like, I love the Clone Wars TV show, and I love Ahsoka, but I feel like Ahsoka's kind of like she's kind of like a brat in this. Like, I really don't like her in this movie. She's really annoying. And and then, like, just, like, they're, like, rescuing Jabba the Hutt's son, and they name him Stinky, and it's, I don't know what George was thinking when he decided to make this one, but it's alright. Coming in at 9th place, Solo, A Star Wars Story. This is the one that I feel like I rewatched the least. This and the Clone Wars movie, I think I rewatched the least. Because it's not very memorable, and they kind of, they turn out Solo into too much of a hero, where he's not supposed to be a hero, really. He kind of becomes a hero later on, but he's more like an anti-hero, and I wish we could have seen that, and I really do wish that we would have gotten, like, that, with, what happened with that mission with, Jabba, and, what he did to tick Jabba off so much. So, it was okay, but it's not that great. Coming in 8th place is going to be Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So, I know what you're all thinking. How the heck did you just put this above Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace? Well, I'll tell you why. Below Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. I'll tell you why right now, because I don't like Rey, I don't like Finn, and I don't like Poe, and I don't like Kylo Ren. That's basically it. But I'll elaborate a little bit. It's like literally like a carbon copy of A New Hope. This movie, like, it's like it rips everything off from A New Hope, and I would rather watch A New Hope. So if I want to watch a movie that's like A New Hope, I'd rather just put on A New Hope. And it's really not that amazing, even though I just hate the character of Rey. I find her to be aggravating, and then Finn is just really annoying, and then Poe is like a knockoff Han Solo from Wish, and it's just not. They're just not enjoyable. So, yeah. Coming in and also before I continue, I do like Force Awakens, and part of it is due to the fact that it's special to me because I went to see it for the first time the night before my baby sister was born. So it's kind of special to me. A lot of the times that night when we're putting up all her decorations, we'll watch it. But other than that, it's not a fantastic movie at all. Coming in seventh place, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. What Attack of the Clones does well, it does very well. What Attack of the Clones does bad, it does very bad. Attack of the Clones is like a really big, it's like a mixed bag for me. So the romance between Padme and Anakin is absolutely horrendous, and it is like the most cringe thing you will ever see in your life. But once you get past that, it's all right, but really it gets carried by the third act where you get that sick fight on Geonosis with all the Jedi's, and you get Dooku versus Yoda, and also, of course, gets carried by Detective Obi-Wan. Everybody loves to see Sherlock Obi-Wan. You love to see. Anyway, coming in sixth place, Star Wars Episode. What are we up to? Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This falls into the same category as Attack of the Clones. What it does well, it does very well. What it does wrong, it does very, very, very wrong. I will explain. So, the good parts, Oscar Schindler as a Jedi, I will take it any day of the week. You can't get better than Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is like one of the best actors out there. You put him in any movie, and it automatically elevates the movie. So that there, I think it's a good start to the sequel trilogy. It's not a bad movie, but it's also not a good movie. I think that Jake Lloyd gets way too much hate for Little Annie. He's not bad, okay? Everybody needs to stop hating on him. He was just a kid when he played it. I know we're all Star Wars nerds out there, but we don't need to completely bash a 10-year-old, okay? Anyway, what it does bad, you guys know where I'm going with this, don't you? Jar Jar frickin' Binks. Why, George? Why would you do this to us? This is one of the worst characters in all of cinema. He's meant to be comedic relief, but the comedic things that he does, like stepping in a pile of crap, isn't even funny. It's just, and like, he's just not someone that I ever want to see in another movie again, and he's terrible, and I wish we would have gotten a scene in Revenge of the Sith where he gets murdered by Palpatine or something like that. Anyway, coming in fifth place is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I really do like Revenge of the Sith. It was my favorite Star Wars movie for a long, long time. It's fallen 5 spots because of the fact that I kind of realized that I really liked it because of all of the lightsaber battles, which is fine because lightsaber battles are amazing. But in the end, I think that the other movies on this list have better stories and better execution. But, well, I shouldn't say execution. When it comes to execution, you can't get any better than Order 66. That was a terrible joke. Let's continue. But speaking of Order 66, like, that sequence just, like, rips your heart out. It is so well done. And Anakin's fall to the dark side is so, so brilliant. And this is where Lucas really kind of, like, refined the romance between Anakin and Padme. And the second one, it was just, like, cringe. And now they kind of made it so that it's watchable and it's not bad. Anyway, top 4. These 4 pack heat. All 4 of these movies are, like, absolutely amazing. 4, Rogue One. I love Rogue One. Okay, I know there are some of you that like this would be your favorite, and I have no complaints with that. Rogue One is a phenomenal movie. It constantly is very high on any Star Wars rankings I do, and it's just really good because it shows you kind of like the horrors of war, which is like not something that we normally get to see in Star Wars. So I really, really like the fact that we got to see that, and it's a really different movie because like everybody dies at the end, which is not typical for Star Wars. But I feel like it's better for that because it shows you how terrible war can be, even in this universe with space wizards and laser swords. Anyway, top three. Before I do my top three, please do hit the subscribe button. Comment down below your ranking of the Star Wars movies. Which one's your favorite? I would love to know. Um, and subscribe. Let's get to it. Number three, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. I love A New Hope. This is one of the greatest movies ever made. It is phenomenal. I have it below the other two because it was kind of where things got their start, and it wasn't full, like, really, really, or, well, it was really, really good, but, like, I feel like they refined things in the next two, and, but, like, that story, like, the story is spot on, amazing. Our introduction to all of our characters is awesome. I absolutely love the, I absolutely love the Death Star battle sequence where they blow it up, and it's so tense. I love the music, and then that music at the end when they're giving them the medals and dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, 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 da, 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 da. That gives me chills every single frickin' time. I love this movie so much, but I couldn't put it any higher just because I like the other two movies just a little bit more. Coming in second place, my runner-up is going to be Star Wars Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi. This movie is one that every time I rewatch it, I feel like I like it more. It is a movie that just does so many things right, and it's almost like two movies because you get like the whole Jabba's palace sequence, and then eventually you get to the main thing on Endor and stuff. And both parts are really good, and they kind of like complement each other, and I like how they do that. We just get so much good stuff, and I think the thing that makes this movie for me is the father-son chemistry between Vader and Luke. It is spot on. There are sequences in this movie of dialogue between the two that I'm just watching and I'm like, this is so incredible how well they did this. And it makes me happy to see how well they do it. The way you see how Vader, he wants to become good again. You see, he's kind of turning, but he doesn't want to go that far because he knows how deep he's gone into the dark side. He doesn't think he could go back to the light. He thinks he's too much of an evil man now. But you see how his son Luke, slowly, he kind of changes his father, and he makes him into a good man again. And eventually, he makes the ultimate sacrifice, and he saves his son and kills the Emperor. In my mind, he killed the Emperor. I don't give a crap what J.J. Abrams says. The Emperor's bad, blah, 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 blah. Stop. Stop ruining Star Wars. Anyway, so it's just so great to see that, and my favorite scene of the whole movie is when Vader goes to the Emperor and tells him that Luke is on Endor, and the Emperor hasn't sensed it, and then he says, "Are you sure?" And he says, "Yes," and he sends him there, because that shows that the bond between the father and son, Luke and Vader, is stronger than even the Emperor himself. And that's foreshadowing how they together will overcome the Emperor. And it's just such a great story of redemption. And I think a mistake that at least I made, I think a lot of people do make it, is the Return of the Jedi. It's not about Luke returning from the last one. It's the return of Anakin back to the light side. And it does it so well. And I love it. It's so this is just a phenomenal movie. It has one of the best endings of all time. But coming in first place, my favorite Star Wars movie and my third favorite movie of all time, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. In my mind, there is not one sci-fi movie that is better than Empire Strikes Back. This movie does so many fantastic things, from the amazing sequences on Hoth with the AT-ATs and then blowing them up, and it's awesome, and it's so cool that, like, it always puts a smile on my face when I'll play, like, Battlefront with my brother, and we'll trip the AT-ATs, and it's super fun. Excuse me. And really, there's just so much to like about it. The Dagobah training sequences are so good. There's just so much to love here. And then I think probably one of the probably the best scene in the whole movie is Luke, I am your father. And I think we all underestimate how crazy of a twist that was. Like, obviously, we live in 2023, or at least as of the time of making this video, and it's like no surprise. It's like the worst kept secret in Hollywood that Vader is Luke's father. But back then, nobody knew. And I cannot imagine the look on people's faces when they're like, holy crap, Darth Vader is Luke's father. I would say that's the second best twist in movie history. I love that twist so much. And just there are so many quotable lines from this. Obviously, Luke, I am your father. Do or do not, there is no try. The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet. Impressive, most impressive. There's so many quotable lines from this. Never tell me the odds. And it's just so good. This is one movie that every time I watch it puts a smile on my face. And this movie just makes me so happy to see how well this is executed. It just does so many great things. And that is why it comes in at number 1. Please do share with me your ranking of all 12 Star Wars movies down below in the comments. If I could figure out how to turn on the comments, I will try to. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, please. I will see you all later. I'm the moviegoer, and may the Force be with you always.